Hello everyone, this is Robert Weaver and I just wanted to cover my quiz review for you for this week. And I've chosen from attempt 2 question number 14. And that is the case of the Hayden v. City of Gatlinburg. In that question for this particular case, it says, based on the facts available in the opinion, would this be considered a derivative action under Tennessee law? And this question actually kind of threw me for a loop. I tried to Google derivative action, and I did recall something in the textbook that talked about derivative actions, and I tried looking under the statutes for Tennessee, and I really couldn't find anything right off that stood out to me. So I actually looked in the textbook, and I believe that I found some very valuable information in regards to a derivative action, and I'd like to read that to you. That's on page 402 under derivative actions. It says a shareholder's derivative action is an action brought by one or more shareholders to enforce a right or remedy of the corporation when the officers of the corporation who would normally bring such a suit fail to or refuse to take appropriate action on behalf of the corporation. Shareholders may prosecute derivative lawsuits on behalf of the corporation to protect their own interests in the corporation, especially if they feel that the directors of the corporation are not acting with the corporation's best interest in mind. So if we go actually to the answers that we can choose from here, the first one says yes, because the city essentially converted the company's property. And the city actually didn't convert the property of the owners of the corporation. They were improving the city roads, and we see that in the case here, that there was really no conversion of the property itself or the business. The second answer that we could choose from is yes, because the Haydens were suing to protect the interests of the daughter. Well, actually, their daughter is part of she's a shareholder of the corporation. And so her interests are with the corporation. Her interests are to keep the corporation going and profitable. Well, it's actually an S corporation, so it's a nonprofit. I mean, her interests are actually being represented by the case that's before the court against the city of Gatlinburg here. The third answer that we could choose from is no, because Tennessee does not recognize derivative actions. And I probably need to do a little bit more research into this since I wasn't able to actually find it. That specific answer to see if Tennessee does not allow it. Like I said, I tried to Google some stuff and nothing was coming up, but based on, going based off what the textbook says, I kind of picked that this is probably kind of figured out that this is probably not the answer that I'm looking for. The fourth answer that I could choose from is no, because there is no evidence that Hayden sued against the will of the board of directors. And they are actually the board of directors for the actual corporation, because they were the owners and operators of this nonprofit business. So, I mean, they're not going against their own will to say that, oh, we're not going to sue the city. They actually brought lawsuit against the city for loss of revenue and so forth. You know, and to recover their losses from what they refer to as a nuisance with the city, because nobody could access their business during the 9 months that they were improving the street. And the next answer we can choose from here is yes, because the Haydens were suing to protect the interests of the corporation. And in the lawsuit, actually, it says that the corporation was not represented. It wasn't there. They used that argument to say that they couldn't recover damages. Let me bring that up and show you. It says, on the day of trial, motion was made to dismiss the actions on the grounds that the proper party, i.e. the corporation, was not before the court. The little bit down in this decision, it says, from our review of the record, there is no basis for recovery by plaintiffs for damages resulting from a temporary nuisance, either in the plaintiff's own right or as a subchapter S corporation. So basically, they really had no grounds, according to the court, to recover damages from the city that they incurred. Um, you know, they were suing to protect their right. They were actually suing to protect their own individual rights because they're owner and operator of this small business. Last one is no, because the Haydens failed to list their daughter as a plaintiff. Well, we know from the actual case she was listed as a plaintiff, or yes, a plaintiff in this particular case against the city. So based on what I read in the book, uh, the correct answer that I chose was no, because there is no evidence the Haydens sued against the will of their board of directors. And when I submitted the quiz, that was actually the correct answer. Um, well, this is my quiz review. I hope I kind of made sense for everybody. I'd love your feedback and some questions if you have them. Okay, well, thank you. Take care.